Welcome to the man cave. Today what are we going to do? Well, we have the little mini tractor we started. I'm waiting for a new chain to turn up for this thing. So we're going to have to put that on hold until next week because I want to get the chain here so I can get the chain rigged up to the gearbox to get this thing dry fitted to make sure it all fits. And once it does, we can blow it apart and basically prep it, paint it, prime it with the bonnet and that. I also want to get the engine mounted on that thing what the cooler is on. I want to get that engine put on there. But for now, picked up another project. Here, not everyone's cup of tea. Briggs and Stratton generator. Picked up from a guy who tells me it's been sitting in the back of his shed since the late 80s. Because it used to be a site generator, I assume, looking at it. But he said it ain't been used since the late 80s when they moved on to Hondas. So, it's been sitting. I haven't done a thing to it. Pulled it home. And as you can see, it's still got cobwebs everywhere. Yeah, this dusty. Do you know? Oh, I think that's dying a start as well. It is, look, start. She's got dying a start. Oh, brilliant stuff. Right, so we're going to see if this thing's even free. I haven't even pulled the string to turn it over. I just done a deal with a bloke and bought it. And I thought this will make a good video for people. I don't know how old it is. I'm guessing this would probably be 70s. I'm guessing by that style of carb and the font on the right. And I'm guessing this is going to be in the gauge. I'm guessing this is going to be a 70s machine. Late 70s, really not sure. But Briggs and Stratton, we should be able to find a date and code or a code date on the engine cover. So, let's show you around this thing. Another way you can tell it's old. Oh, I noticed when I picked it up, it's got a glass bowl where it catches the fuel. So that's basically a fuel filter. That's a 110. We've got a 240 socket under there. Look, that's very handy. So whether this thing will run, I have no clue. I think first order of the day would be, check the oil. Before we start pulling, oh crikey, yeah, I can see she's full. See that straight away. So we've got oil. Let's get you in a tripod and then we'll see what we're up against here. How are you guys been doing? Excuse my hand, there you go. I would have put this up on the bench, but to be honest with you, it's too heavy. I can't lift it above my waist height on my own. And I do these videos on my own. No one's actually with me today. So, where do we start? Right, I think first thing to do, take the plug out. And I think I'm going to hook 2 leads on. I've got jump leads and a battery down there from when I had the cooler running. So I think I'm going to put a battery on jump leads, take the plug out and see if this actually works on the dyno start. Because if that dyno start work, it'll be absolutely brilliant. So, yeah, let me get the plug out. Excuse my belly. Phew, that old plug has been in there some time, boy. Phew. There you go. Phew, crikey. Look at that plug. You can just tell that's old by looking at it. Get focused, there you go. Look how old that plug is, look. She's a B6S. But I reckon she's been in there 30 years, I think. So let's have a look. Is there a date, model and code on this thing? There should be a date, model and code. Let me let you guys down a bit so we can... On the end here, pressed into the top, there's normally date, model and code. Alright, we'll put some light on. Can we actually see a model number. Let me zoom you guys in. There should be. It's Briggs and Stratton. They normally... Oh, hang on. What we got here? Brilliant. We have... There you go. Type, model and code number. Now, we're looking for the first 2 digits of the last set over to the right. And your first 2 digits of your build date. Hang on. Let me get a cloth. We need a cloth with a little bit of oil on it rather than solvent. Just so we can see what we're up against. There we go. There we go. I can see it clear as day through the camera. There's our year, 1974. So yeah, this engine was manufactured on the 5th day of the 8th month, 1974. That's how you date a Briggs and Stratton. So yeah, that's the year I was born. I was born in 74, so there you go. So this generator is 74. So that's what, same age as me, 47-year-old. Well, ain't as 46 because that was built on the 8th month. So, there we go. Let's get you zoomed out. There we have it. I think first order is, like I say, let's get you up a bit. There we go. I'm going to just get some jump leads, and we could actually check if we've got a spark as well. How do you turn this on and off? There's a lever down here. Do you know, I don't know which is on and which is off, so I'm going to pull the kill wire off. That way, it don't matter where the throttle is, if it's got a spark, it'll work. So we'll just take the kill wire off and leave that dangling. Let's get my old jump lead. There we are. We got them hooked onto a battery. I found the best dead battery I got, so I don't know whether this battery's any good. I think we'd better do the Fen 3000 battery tester and see if we've got any battery in it. Well, categorically that battery is kaput. Absolutely kaput. So I'm going to have to go and get another battery. Back in a mo. We are back with another battery connected up. Has this battery got anything in it? Oh crikey, yeah, she's definitely got some spark in it. So battery tester 2000. I think we've got, there's posts under there. So if we take these off, oh yeah, put a safety on that live so that don't jiggle off, look. It's like a, I don't know, how did that come off? A bit like a paracetamol bottle. Can you actually get that on there without taking that off? That might. Well, we've got no sparks. That clip don't really hold on there that well. Right, well, I assume that's possibly, no, I don't like that on there. Oh, that just pull off, right, okay. Well, little old pegs to hold jump leads on. Well, they're on. Will this thing whirl over? I have no clue. Let's just get the plug on there. And if it does, we'll see if we've got a spark. Lay him grounded on the engine. Oh, look at that. Hey, it whirls over on the dyno. Excellent. But it don't appear we have a spark though. No. No spark whatsoever. Dead as a doorpost. That'll be the points one cleaning, I'm sure. So I think next order of business is take this cover off. Please tell me this cover will come off past that frame. I don't particularly want to have to take this thing out. Yeah, the recoil is actually built into the cowling as well, so we can't take the recoil off first. That's all got to come off together. I do hope that'll pass that frame. So let's just get some spanners. Let's get some spanners and get into it. I assume that's... I don't know whether this is part of that or whether that splits with these two. Let's try them two first, because them other two are head bolts. In which case these got to come out as well. But let's just try these other two first. I'm going to ask you guys, with my videos, a bit more market research, of course I'm growing the old channel a little. Do you like the format I do the video in? Would you rather me edit more out? Like taking these bolts out, would you rather me just edit that bit out, or do you like watching me do the whole thing? Hey, that comes off. I'm assuming there'll be a bolt underneath as well. Oh, excuse my fat head. Is that coming? Yeah, need to get another spanner. Yeah, I was just wondering if you guys like the format I do these videos, or would you rather me cut a bit more out? There we go. That is 11mm. I'm sure in America they call that whatever one size up is from a 3/8 or something, I don't know. I'm not familiar with imperial sizes. And that's going to have to be wound all the way out on the... Oh no, she's coming behind. Right. Now there's a bolt hole under here with nothing in it, so that bolt is missing. Oh, look at that. Comes out. Oh, there. That recoil is, how can you put it? Lazy. Come on, back in you go. I think we've got to give that a bit of oil. Oh, and that clutch is really horrible and stiff and there as well. So yes, we're going to have to do a bit of oiling up on this thing, which I half expected. What are our weights like on the flywheel? The magnets. Well, they're shiny, so we can't blame it on rusty. No, we can't blame it on rusty. That's got to be the points. Let's turn this thing around a bit so I don't have to keep moving. Whoops. I'll take them leads off now for a minute and get these wires out of the way. There we go. While we contend with this, 1/4 inch. I'll take little quarters. Yeah, so do you guys like when I leave all this stuff in, or would you rather me just cut all this stuff out and just get to the goodies? Because somebody compared me to another YouTuber the other day in America, our friend Musty One, who does much the same thing. His channel is huge though, and he leaves everything in. He hardly edit anything out, and his videos are very long, and I was not sure whether you guys like to see the whole thing, boring bits and all, or would you rather they all be cut out? Right, now these clutches, there is a way to get them off. There is a proper tool you can use, like a socket which goes over there, and you put it on a windy and undo it. Now I don't have said tool, but I do have a tool that will do it. Right, said tool for the job is this. No, I'm only joking. It's the smaller one. Right. What you do is these lugs, They're pretty strong. I mean, that's aluminium, but they are pretty strong. If we get a blunt chisel, that's a very blunt chisel. You don't want to use a sharp one, you're likely. But if you put that on there, sometimes this end cap will pop off and you'll lose 2 or 3 ball bearings. But it doesn't really matter because they go back together. But if I put a rag under here, if that cap do come off, I think there's 3 or 4 sort of large-ish ball bearings under there which act as a lock. So sometimes that cover will pop off. It don't matter, it'll just give me a chance to clean it and oil it. But if you get that sharp bang, there you go. There you go. So you got that proper tool. You don't need the proper tool. This thing, doing it my way, there you go. Now that's just, that whole starter mechanism's come off. That is actually, yeah, I think we can put a bit of duck oil in there without splitting it. I don't really like splitting them. So we'll put that in there. Now we've got to break the flywheel. Yep, we now got to get this flywheel off. We move our kill wire out of the way. And that is when we do need our hammer. I'll show you how to get them flywheels off, folks. Right, we're back with tools we need to get this flywheel off. Now you can use a flywheel puller if you really want to mess about with pullers. This is a much quicker option. Put a bar between the block and the flywheel. Put some outward pressure on it. And yes, you are going to knurl the end of that up a little bit where the starter clutch go over. So you are going to have to either get a grinder or a file and just go around there to level that off. But this is the best way to get a flywheel off. Put some pressure on and we can't really get in there. Look. There you go. Don't even think we nailed it up. That didn't take a lot of tapping at all. Do that starter clutch still go over there? Oh yeah, that ain't damaged. That looked brilliant. And that flywheel has popped straight off, which is actually quite good in there. So that's how you get your flywheels off. Now there should be some quarters here. And our points, there's a bit of tape under there. Someone's done a repair at some point, look. Somebody's been twiddling in here. I wonder if they stopped using it because it went wrong. You just never know when you buy stuff second hand and you're just taking people's word for it. So do you reckon this lost its spark and that's why they stopped using it? I was assuming if the guy's story is right. Can't even really see why they put that bit of tape in there. And now there's a really old solder joint on there as well. Well, I think the best thing to do is, whatever's happened here? These points are all like fell to pieces. So they wouldn't have been working right because the points aren't right. And that little wire is off the points. This is why we ain't got a spark. Somebody's been twiddling under here. And I think they've buggered the points up. And I can't remember off the top of my head. Yeah, I can't remember off the top of my head how these go back to get how these are meant to be. The easiest way would be get an electronic coil and put on there to do away with all this shite. So we just have an electronic coil on there. Have I got a coil, an electronic ignition coil for one of these? Doubtful. Yeah, this has definitely been screwed about with. Somebody has definitely mess these points up. It's a bit broken off, these points. I thought that used to go over that little, I thought that used to hinge over that little knob there. goes on the top of that condenser. That comes in here. So that's sat in there like so, and they open and close. But there's got to be a spring, and nothing's we've got a spring here, right? Okay, well, it's maybe this is. Hang on. I think we've got a swarm of bees outside, guys. Do you want to go look at these swarm of bees? Oh my God. Oh my goodness. Let me have a look. Wow, I can hear them buzzing. There they are, above the caravan. Look, I wonder if you can see them. Nearly going right up to the trees. Where are they? Oh my God. Nah, bugger that. This is full of them. I don't know whether these are coming up on camera, but oh my God. This is horrific. I'm assuming there's a, I would have thought there would have been a swarm in a, it's really loud. Really loud. Oh, bugger them. No, I'm getting chased. Oh, am I getting out of here? Well, that's something a bit different. I wonder if I've got in that camper or something. Yeah, them bees are starting to sniff me out. And I don't want to get stung, because I'll cry like a baby. I don't like pain. Well, there you go. That's threw us totally off subject of Briggs and Stratton generators, but there's the John Deere. Right, sod the bees. Hopefully they'll disappear on their own. If not, my best mate is a beekeeper, so I can get him down and he'll come and sort them out. But no, we've got to weigh up how these points went. You know, no, I don't think anything is missing. I think we've got to put our spring back on. Put he there. He there. Ah, that spring go over that knob. I can see when something's apart when you get it, it's sometimes quite tricky to work out how things go when that's already come apart on you. So I think that spring got to come over there. Oh, it's come off again. And I'm guessing that wire there goes to ground. So I don't think that's going to cause us much of an issue. So we need to hold that in there and pull that spring down onto there. Oh, them bees are really, really noisy. There we go. Alright. Them points. These points are now opening and closing. So I think they're alright. And the compressors come on. Now I can't turn this, I can't get on the other end of the crank, so I need a way to turn this engine so I can set the point down. Let's just get let's take the plug out so we ain't got no compression. Right, here we go. Right, them points are closed now. So we'll get a bit of sandpaper. And give these points a little clean up. I mean, to be honest with you, they didn't look too bad, so I think somebody's probably had this to pieces and couldn't work out how it went, and they just plonked it back in, but they hadn't connected the spring up either way. And I'm pretty sure this wire here, what comes off, I'm pretty sure that's just an earth wire. I think that's just to ground, because I soldered directly to the points, so, and the points are in direct contact with this, with the body. They're not insulated at all, because you've got a metal spring onto a metal rod onto metal points, and then this braided wire. So I'm assuming that's just a earth wire. But we're just giving them points a little emery up. There we go. And then turn your paper inside out, and that will act as a slight degreaser as well. Yeah, that'll act as a slight degreaser, just to get any grease or marks off them points. There we go. So just move them points. Right, let's turn this till them points are open. Yes, I am turning it on the threads, but I'm not gripping the engine hard. Them points are open, and I can tell you now that gap is perfect. I can see the gaps right, I don't need to get feeler gauges out. Now what's under here? Have we got a problem with that tape? Is all, yeah, that tape is actually, that tape's actually lost its stick, and that's all just disintegrating. So it's been on there a long time. Yes, we've got a wire off, look. Our kill wire. This is our kill wire. It weren't even connected on that end. And there's traces of silicone around there. Is this wire connected properly? Yeah, that one feels like that's on there properly. Well, we'll leave this kill wire off. I just want to see if we can get some sort of spark. So we can just put the flywheel back on and put them leads on, crank it over with the dyno, and if it's got a spark, then I'll sort out about getting that kill wire back on there somehow. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. Right. I can't hear the bees. You know, I think them bees have just gone. There's no flywheel key on this either. Keyway? Keyway. So there's no flywheel key on this either. And it hasn't fell off, nothing dropped out. So somebody has definitely been twiddling in here, and they have lost the flywheel key as well. Which could be another reason we didn't have a spark, because if the magnets are passing over this coil at the wrong time of the points, it's not going to work. So I need to source a keyway as well. For now, I can line these up with my eye. Yeah, I can line these up with my eye. Tap that flywheel on. She's on and she's locked. Yes, I haven't put the points cover on either. I'm well aware I haven't put the points cover on. This is all just very temporary. So let's just get this. I know there's no keyway on there, but we're not going to run this. We just want to do a simple no-load test to see if we've got a spark. If we haven't, I might just put an electronic coil on it if I can find one. I don't know whether I've got one about, because this is a really old unit. Most of my engines are, yeah, most of my old Briggs and Strattons are a bit different to this. So. But let's just see if we can actually get some fire out of this baby. See if we can get some form of spark. It could be the condenser knackered, this coil could be knackered, anything could be knackered. So have we got our wires on? We have indeed. Alright, let's have a look, see if we've got a spark. No. Yes, we had. I had it earthed out. Look at that bad boy. Zoom in here, guys. We had it. So you can see what we're up to. Right, so next stage is, now we've got the points cover back on and we've got a spark. I say keyway in, flywheel on, then we'll, yeah, I think the next thing to do after that would be just pop the bottom off the carb, see if that's grimy and manky and crappy, and put some petrol in, see if this thing will run. But I need to go and dig out my keyways, because I can't quite remember exactly where they are. They're on one of the shelves in the other shed. I'm sure I see them a couple of weeks ago, a little bag full. So I shall have to go and find them. Right, I'm going to call it a day for the minute. We'll get back onto this thing in another video. And next week, I promise you, we'll get this thing in primer, this little tractor. So that hasn't gone to the back burner. I am purely waiting for the chain to turn up. But I didn't know what size chain it was, and I don't really know how to measure chains very well. So I've ordered one. I tried a bicycle chain off a bicycle, and it was like half the width it needed to be. So I've got one for a moped now. I think they called it a size 420. Now I know nothing about chain sizes, how to measure chains. So I bought a moped one, hoping it's going to fit. If it don't, I'm going to have to take my old chain to a local supplier who makes them up. But that's going to be a lot more expensive than buying a generic moped chain. So I've got a 130 link moped chain coming off eBay, which was £8. And I bet that would be triple that if I went to the place in Kings Lynn where they'd measure it and get me a chain. So we'll try the, we'll try the moped chain. If that don't work, well, I've gained a moped chain. I shall just have to take the old chain into town. But no, that's going to be the end of this one for the minute. But it's really nice that that dyno start works. Yeah, really happy about that. So yeah, I'll see you next time. Bye bye for now.